That was a life of gang activity, criminal behavior that involves getting high, drinking, and selling drugs. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Good.
He's got a high voice, so.
Hell yeah. So,
My man!
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you for this opportunity to be able to share my story with you guys.
Why do you say thank you?
Because, man, I feel like I have a lot to offer.
I have a lot to offer.
Yes, I have something, my experience I can bring to the table to help others that are heading down the same road I did.
Yeah.
And
What road was that?
that was a life of gang activity, criminal behavior that involves getting high, drinking, and selling drugs.
All this stuff.
All that stuff.
Good upbringing, bad upbringing?
Good upbringing, man.
Polynesian.
Polynesian. My mom and dad, they're straight from the islands.
Your dad would hit you in public.
Oh yeah, beat me up. They did the best they can, the best the way they can, and I don't blame them for nothing for
No,
my
I
bad
wouldn't
choices.
take that from you.
Yeah.
You're a guy who I think takes accountability for what he's
Oh
done.
yeah, got to.
Right.
How'd that make me look like if I didn't take accountability for what I've done and the choices I've made?
But we're sitting here behind bars on Friday.
Today's Friday.
And you go out there.
4 more days, man.
You get released in 4 days.
I get out on Tuesday, man.
That big sigh.
That's
I felt that.
That's really is heavy on my heart to say that because I've been down 20 years. Long time. I've come a long way.
Incarcerated 20 years.
20 years
2
straight.
decades.
And I'm
straight.
getting out on Tuesday.
4 days. It's heavy.
Yeah.
What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Well, other than food, because I watch a lot of commercials. I can't wait to eat all that stuff. But
What's your first food?
my mom and my sister and them is making some seafood and some Tongan food at the house.
Do you have an address we could bump to?
Yeah, come by, stop by. There's probably gonna be a lot.
Oh, I know. Trust me. I know the Polynesians. She'll force me to eat.
Yeah.
Leave me with a plate and a saran wrap.
If not, she'll probably smack you too.
So true. Yeah. So true. You watch the back of your head. I'm eating. Give me 2 forks.
Yeah. So
That's beautiful.
I'm really excited, man.
So you have support on Tuesday.
Definitely, man. Gotta have that support.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, that support network makes me feel confident that I get out and try to do what I need to do to
What do you
become
need to do?
successful.
And then we're going to define success. This will be fun.
Yeah.
This will be uncomfortable.
So
What do you need to do?
I need to take care of my family. I've been gone a long time.
Yes.
And definitely got to look out for them and try to set a good example and be a positive role model to them.
Okay.
Because they all look up to me.
Okay.
They're going to be watching my every move, listening to everything I say. So I want to be that example that I'm not the man that I used to be, and that I'm there to be there for them and care for them and protect them and guide them in a direction other than the path that I've been through.
Okay. You're a better man than you used to be.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I came in when I was 24.
Okay.
Now when I leave on Tuesday, I'll be 44.
Okay.
I'm nowhere near the same guy I was when I first came to prison.
What changed?
I believe it was my son. Me and my wife adopted a boy when he was 2 years old from the state of Hawaii.
Okay.
He was my wife's sister's son, but
Okay.
the state took him away, so they allowed the next of kin to be able to go and get him.
Okay.
So my wife went and got him. We adopted him, and at that time, we got in a fight in the mini yard with the white boys, and a few of us got sent to Max. But this time in Max was different from all the other times I've been in Max, and that's where it really hit me right there that it's not about me anymore. It's about this little boy. This kid, he deserves better. And then from then on, I realized nothing meant more than to be the best father that he deserves.
Mm-hmm.
And that time in Max really helped me open my eyes to that I needed to get the hell out of here and make some changes necessary to gain some tools and skills that I could utilize when I get out of prison. And after that, I was really focused on getting out of Max and getting back to school, getting my job back and taking classes and do everything I can to get out.
Okay. How many years ago was that?
That was 2017.
Okay.
From then on, I started moving differently. Started going to class, go to school.
Was that tough on the yard?
It was more tough. It was a battle inside myself, identity battle. But
unpack that.
once I realized what I really wanted in life, I started to not caring what other people think. I started moving to my own drum beat, and lucky enough for me, I was blessed to have homies around me that accepted that.
Immediately, or did they come after you made the change?
They came after I made it. Immediately too, yeah, immediately, because they seen that I was moving differently and that I was trying to do something to better myself and try to go home. And they made it easier for me because they allowed me they wanted me to go home. And those are the real homies that want to see you progress and go home. So they really made it easy for me. And with knowing that, I just kept on moving forward on my journey to educate myself. And
Do you think that decision in 2017, do you think, let's say it was a Tuesday for argument's sake, do you think that you could have found both homies on that Tuesday? You could have found the guys that wanted to keep you in gangland and found the guys that wanted you to go home? Do you think those still existed?
oh yeah, but
So talk specifically to that, because you are leaving, right? Because you are leaving, and in 4 days you'll send me a message and we'll send this to you and you share this with your family.
Right.
So talk to those individuals that just came down. Talk to those individuals that just got a 20-year sentence. Talk to the individual that's sitting in Max. And he says, how do I find that internal? How do I get through that internal struggle? How do I find that homie? Speak through that.
man, it all boils down to who you are as a person, what you want in life, and that's powerful, man. Once you envision that man you want to be, it trumps everything. It trumps all the negativity, and all you need is that the few homies to give you that motivation. Whether other homies disagree or not, I'm at that time and age in my life where nobody can tell me what to do anymore, and nobody will question that. The real homies will tell you, yeah, something jumps off, we'll go so you can go home. And it melts my heart when I hear that, because I hear it a lot. And you know the real homies from the fake homies, and knowing who your real homies are trumps over what they say or what they think. So it doesn't really matter, you know. But yeah, they really made it easy for me to make that transition, to do something different with my life, do something better. Because all the blood, sweat, and tears that I had with the homies will not go in vain, because I am going to be successful when I get out there.
Glad you brought that back up. Let's define it.
Man, although I'm getting out in 4 days, I don't feel that anxiety, that...
Good.
There's a little nervousness, you know, because everything's different out there, but I'm more focused and motivated and inspired and driven to get out there and be successful, to get involved in the community, to help the youth, inspire them to make better choices, to prevent them from walking down the same road I did. And what motivates me is my culture, man. I'm here for murder. I shot and killed a man of my own race. He was tongue in two. Something I'm not very proud of, because when I came to prison, I realized fast the unity of the Poly people. And once I realized that, nothing mattered most to me than the unity of the Polynesians and the Crips. We come from a culture with values and beliefs that we carried with us into this subculture, which is the gang. And that was a key factor in how the strength of our unity in prison. And yeah, we had our loved ones and families out there, but here in this reality, all we had was each other. And the real homies, they were the ones that tried to help each other go home, whether we had to do what we had to do to keep the people together. And that unity was successful because in our upbringings, we accepted youth with open arms. No matter what background you came from, what city you came from, no matter what charges you came from, you are our people. Whether you're a sex offender, you are our sex offender. Whether you're a lame, you are our lame, and only we can treat you different. But that sense of community has played a factor in how I made it this far, and that relationship and bond that I built with the homies over the years, they allowed me to want to go home, see me succeed. And
if you look forward to look back a year from Tuesday, what's your top 3 things you've accomplished in terms of success?
Man.
You've been out a year. You would say, yeah, this year's been successful.
This year of getting out?
Yeah, a year past next Tuesday. So you've been out a year, and you would say, these 3 things I've accomplished, and I'm successful. What are they?
Being able to do what I do as a peer support and open up the doors for other guys coming out and giving them that opportunity that I have for them to succeed.
Okay.
And being able to take care of my family, get in our own home, and be able to provide and be there for them. And be a big impact in my community, man.
How old's that little boy now?
So we adopted him when he was 2 years old. Now he's 10.
Okay.
So
what's the day-to-day look like of success with him?
day-to-day is getting to know him at a deeper level and knowing what he wants to do in life and what he needs, and just being able to be there for him, be that one that he can look up to when during the good times, even the bad times, be that role model for him that he can look up to kind of influence him to be better than I am.
Mm-hmm. The way that we get there is through time.
Right.
Spending time with them. So this dad blueprint, it doesn't exist. So,
No, yeah.
Right? And so I have 4, 1 boy, 3 girls. There's a lot of estrogen in the house.
Yeah.
Melissa handles all of it well. And so I will tell you from my uncomfortable experience that your son will just want to be you.
Yeah, I can understand that. And
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So you have this obligation, massive obligation.
Oh, yeah.
And so I can just tell you from what I've learned, we don't listen to the radio in the car because you got to communicate.
Right.
You know what I mean? We have constant dialogue around him. I didn't grow up with a dad. I have a dad. He's just like a father. Not a role model, not an example. He's dead. And so I didn't have anybody to look to say, how do you deal with a 10-year-old boy? How do you deal with a 13-year-old boy? So the only way that I've learned is by learning. Didn't have anybody to guide me. So spending time with him, understanding his needs, because they're way different than mine. I didn't grow up in a video game culture. I don't know what that's instant gratification's like. So when you get out and you have that little 10-year-old there, you have to understand that he's just going to want to become you. And you're going to have this imposter syndrome that's going to say, like, why would you want to be like me? Why would you want to, you know what I mean? Fill in the blank. You definitely don't want to be like me. You definitely don't want to kill somebody. You're going to have that reaction. It's going to exist.
Yeah.
And it's going to exist even bigger because the more that you're present, the more other people are going to know that you're home. And when people know that you're home, people are going to go, well, why wasn't he here? And people, you follow where I'm going with this? This becomes conversation around a 10-year-old boy.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point or another, he's going to know that his dad killed somebody.
Yeah.
It's better that it comes from you.
Right.
It's best that it comes from you. It's best that that dialogue is reframed. When I was driving here today, and I tell you that because I'm living it. When I was driving here today, I called my wife, and they were all getting ready to go to school. My little little girls. I didn't think I was going to tell this story. And vulnerability is good, though.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And they were so excited for me to come here. They're 9, 6, and 3. And like, my 3-year-old can't grasp what we do, right? But I believe in God. I believe that she knows. She feels
she
what we
feels
do.
that. She feels that. Yeah.
She feels what we do.
Right.
I've told them all around my dinner table, told them stories about these 2 gentlemen over here specifically. I've told their stories quite a bit. And those are the stories that I tell my now 13-year-old son because I want them to come from me. I want him to have a different perspective. And so my 9-year-old daughter, she's now reading Atomic Habits, the book, 9, 4th grade, right? No Harry Potter, no like, and I'm instilling in this woman where I know that she has this perfect opportunity to change the world. I believe in that. You have to believe that in him. You can't take any of this past trauma, but you have to be there for him in the way that maybe our fathers weren't. And I'm speaking for myself at this point. Like, you have to text your son that you love him. You have to hug him. You have to give him that 8-second hug.
Right.
You have to be those things that actually are the change in the world. Because it doesn't have to be like this ethereal, like, oh, I'm gonna, rainbows and unicorns. The change in the world is him.
Right.
A young boy with a father that's been incarcerated is 7 times more likely to go to prison himself. And the way that our kids grow up, the way that everybody's got a cell phone and everybody's a snitch and everybody's got a 911 on speed, it happens fast. The charges that I'm now seeing, I'm sure that you guys see, they're ridiculous charges. The trumped up big charges don't exist anymore. It's like I was at a party and the party got out of hand and I didn't know that they were underage and then they fell off the roof and now all of a sudden I'm here for murder, right? Like all of these victim of circumstance, I have this dialogue constantly with my boy. But it's because we don't listen to the radio.
Wow, thanks for sharing, man. That's definitely something I'll take in consideration because, like I said, it's all about him now.
It is.
And nothing means more to me than him to be better than I am, man. And like you said, it's the only way I'm going to learn is hands-on, right? Yeah.
And then you have to define your, I don't want to say have to, that sounds rude. I've defined my non-negotiables. So I do bedtime routine at our house. It's that moment where I just get that time with my littles. Like, how was the day? Tell me everything. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Really? And it turns into unicorns and Barbies and all sorts of crazy stuff with 6-year-olds and 3-year-olds and 9-year-olds.
Giving them that time, right?
Yeah, right? But it's like,
I see.
you want that non-negotiable for you, whatever that might be, right? Because I want them to be 22 one day and be like, oh man.
Right.
Like those little
They can look
things.
back to those days, those times, yeah.
And so you have to set that non-negotiable. And when you get out, whatever it might be, maybe that's the next 4 days for you to ponder.
Yeah.
Like, what is that non-negotiable for my little dude? And where do I want to be present? You know, nothing brings me greater joy than being the only dad in the lunchroom. Man, you want to talk about an ego trip?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro. Like, there's no car I could buy. There's no house I could live in. There's no paycheck. The principal knows. Oh yeah, Travis will be here.
Yeah.
Man.
That's powerful.
Bro, that'll bring me to tears every time.
Yeah.
Every time. Every single time. And there I am eating like terrible cheesecake with a 6-year-old.
But it's not about that.
Man, happy.
Yeah.
Joyous. Those are the things, like those are my non-negotiables. And you've got to develop those non-negotiables because you haven't had them.
Right.
Nobody's going to give you that. You're going to have this level of expectation on you Wednesday morning. You're going to have to reframe that.
Yeah.
So when you sit down and you go, what are my levels of success? You've said good things, but you haven't said anything specific. And I fear that if you have these big, ethereal successes, that if you don't hit them or you can't define them, that you'll feel a certain way about it, less than. Does that make sense?
Like as failing. Yeah.
So you said, I want him to be better than me. I need a specific from you. I need him to come see me before school every morning. I need to say a prayer with him. I need to give him a hug. I need to be at the school bus with him. I need to tell him I love him. Bro,
Right.
That's a success.
That is success.
That's success.
Yep.
And I think when you get out, and right now you're like, I'm gonna get a house. You have all these wonderful things, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful things. But 2025 wealth is being able to go to bed at night with your head on your pillow.
Yeah. After doing 20 years, that's not only what I need, but that's what he needs too.
Yes. That's what I
He
need
needs
from
to
you.
hear
Is to
me
be
tell
like,
him I love him.
Yes.
He needs to hear me say that I'm here for him no matter what.
You guys cook food? I love to cook food. Italian, we cook a lot of food. I love to cook. It's my therapy. I like how everybody over, I cook. I just love it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I've done that with the kids. It's my time to talk. And then mess it all up. You ever made guacamole with a 3-year-old? It's the best experience ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, you've got to get those specifics ingrained in you to be like, when the world comes at me, because it's going to come at you fast, and everybody's going to label you and label you and label you, and it doesn't matter, and I'm speaking from experience, I have a 6-figure car, and I'm still a felon. I still move into my neighborhood, and the HOA is still like, you follow? It never goes away.
Yeah.
Yahoo,
I understand, yeah, yo.
Forbes, New York Times, nobody cares.
Yeah.
That's when I go back to my center. That's when I'm like, I might be in this 6-figure car, but you know who else is? The little one in the back with the pink heart sugar cookie. You follow? Like, you've got to set those boundaries to be like, in 2025, if he sees me every Friday at the Waffle House, in 2025, if he's with me in church every Sunday for 1 hour, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Write it down. Write it down for the next 4 days. What is my version of success for him? That way, when you look back 2026, you don't feel any sort of way about it. 2025 was a win, because maybe you don't get the house in 2025. Because, by the way, interest rates are ridiculous.
I know. Yeah.
Interest rates are stupid. There's no inventory. We could go on a real estate rant right now. Interest rates are nuts. Inventory doesn't exist, right? Like, mortgages are. So while I love that idea for you, regardless of what roof is over our head, every day, every night, whatever it might be, what's my touch point? That's a success. Then you look back in 2026, you open up that book and go, all right, yep, and yep. I might not have a house in my name with my mortgage with my wife,
Mm-hmm.
but man, sure shit, everybody who's under this roof right now,
Yeah.
I'm the guy. That's success.
That is. From what I understand, it's the small things, right?
Yeah.
That the small things that really matter.
There's a quote, no amount of success in the real world will compensate for failure in the home.
And that's where it all begins.
That's where it all begins. So when you feel that weight on Wednesday morning, you got to go back to that flip book of goals.
Yeah.
All right, what is it? Right? I boil it down: mental, physical, emotional, financial, spiritual. What are they? What's my spiritual goal for the day? What's my mental goal? What's my physical goal? What's my financial goal? What's my emotional goal? You start with those things that are tangible, and then brick by brick, you win. Stack those bricks, stack those wins.
Man, I appreciate that, man. Cause, yeah, I still got a lot to learn, and I have to take that into consideration and put that in my tool belt, because this is my first time being a father.
Yeah, mine too.
So, hell yeah, appreciate that.
What do you want to say to the 10-year-old?
Man, just want to let him know that, man, I'm getting out on Tuesday, and nothing means more than to be there for you, to let you know that I love you, no matter what. Yeah, I'm real confident that we're going to do the best we can.
Onward.